There are over 2,500 students who attend CK McClatchy High School. On any given day, 3 to 5% of these students ride their bikes to school. That means there are around 100 student cyclists every day, most of whom travel along Freeport Boulevard, the school's main arterial. Going along this street is most dangerous for cyclists, especially during school hours. With both pedestrian and car traffic, most students ride in the gutter, where they have to keep a constant lookout for turning cars and traffic. Without bike lanes and adequate signage, most drivers are not on the lookout for cyclists, which force those who ride their bikes to be extremely cautious while on Freeport. Often, there are leaf piles and parked cars that make cyclists have to swerve into the road, and often come close to oncoming traffic and unaware drivers. Furthermore, even after students get on campus, they must weave around the student drivers and the student parking lot to get to the bike cage. Again, there is no safe route for them to travel on. This affects all students, not only those who ride their bikes to school. Many students who arrive by car find themselves being surprised by cyclists on the road and have come close to hitting them.
My name is Jasmine Jackson. I'm 17 years old and I get to McClatchy by car. I live too far to ride my bike to school, but sometimes I drive down Freeport, or in the morning when my mother drops me off in the car. It's hard to tell where the bicyclists are, and often you have to slow down behind them, and it's not their fault, it's that there's no proper place for them to be, so that they have to weave around cars and thusly going into the middle of the street, which is unsafe for them and for the driver.
A recent survey taken at McClatchy showed that of current cyclists, almost 65% felt unsafe while riding on Freeport. When asked how they would feel with bike lanes, over 85% said that they would feel safer.
I'm Imani Carino, I'm 17 years old, and I'm a senior, and I ride my bike to school in the morning when there's tons of traffic and people are just rushing to school, so they don't really pay attention to what's going on around them, so it's kind of really dangerous then. Well, I don't drive, but I do have friends who have said, like, some bicyclists like come out of nowhere or whatever, and they feel like they could potentially hit somebody else. Tons of cars in the street and there's pedestrians on the sidewalk, so sometimes I have to like get off my bike because I feel like if I ride my bike it's too dangerous in general. I've almost gotten hit several times because cars are like looking one way and they don't look the other way. Like I'm about to cross the street from the opposite side of them and they don't see me.
Other students haven't been as lucky while biking on Freeport, and many have already gotten hit.
My name is Jacob Crumley and I also ride my bike to school every day, and I'm a freshman and I'm 15 years old. I was hit by a doctor and she didn't see me when she was turning into the round table, and she side-sweeped me and hit me with her car and I fractured my foot.
Hi, my name is Kian Smith and I'm a student at CK McClatchy High School, and I live in Midtown, and I get to school every day on my bicycle. Well, one time when I was riding my bike down Freeport, I was actually heading home, and I was riding down the street and a car from going the opposite direction turned into me and hit me, and I flipped over the hood of their car, and I was hurt. One other time I was riding my bike, and since there wasn't a bike lane, there wasn't a designated spot for me to be. I was just as close to the right of the street as possible, and a car nicked my handlebars, and so that made me fall over, and I got all scraped up. So I think we could make this happen, because people will see that we're getting hurt out there on our bikes, and we just want to go to school and learn, and we need a place that's safe. Like, we have designated crosswalks for walking. We have safe bus stops to get on the bus. Why don't we have a safe place to bike?
This specifically is really important because it involves our safety, and safety in terms of getting to something as important as school. And so if we can solve this issue, that would be really awesome.
Students realize that this transition is more than just a safety issue. It's an environmental issue, and we need to get in the habit of encouraging alternative forms of transportation for future generations.
it'll lead to other things so that people aren't so, focused on just driving their cars, because there are other means of transportation. So if you start with this bike lane, soon if people realize that there is a problem with, cars and bikes, maybe people, instead of trying to force everyone into cars, will look at other means of transportation. So I see this as a stepping stone.
12% of students at McClatchy who don't currently ride their bikes to school said they would start if there were bike lanes. If even half of those students who claimed they would ride their bikes to school actually did, that has the potential to take 50 cars off the road. Additionally, 67% of current cyclists said that they would ride their bikes more often on Freeport if there were bike lanes. Reducing car traffic would not only benefit cyclist safety, but also the air quality around the school, overall health of the students, and create a safer, more accessible community.